Hello there, friends. It's Raquel here with your energy forecast for the new moon in Capricorn, which is coming on January 11th at around 3:57, 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So the theme of this new moon in Capricorn is everything is always changing. And when I felt into the energies of this new moon, it was this kind of recognition that even when things feel slow or feel stagnant in our own life, the reality is that everything is always changing on this planet we live in that is literally constantly moving and twirling and spinning through space. One thing we can always count on is change. Change is inevitable. It's always going to happen. So things might have felt a little bit slow or a little bit more stagnant in these last few weeks of 2023. It could have felt exhausting. I mean, personally, things have not felt slow or stagnant for me because there's been some great changes in my life personally since the end of 2023, moving into 2024. But that being said, I do know that this time period it's hard to like kind of get the ball moving sometimes during this time period. And I just know in general, the energy has been slightly overwhelming, very exhausting. But kind of feeling like, am I ever going to move forward with some of my goals? Now, of course, January 1st comes in and all the New Year's intentions and New Year's goals and all that stuff comes in and people are setting all these resolutions and all the gym memberships jump up and all the things. Now, personally, I am not a big new January 1st New Year's resolution person. In fact, in years past, I would always get anxious this time of year when everyone was setting goals and resolutions. And it felt so foreign to me to do that in the middle of winter when my body actually really wants to rest a lot more and not be super goal oriented. So I would find that in the past, New Year's would come around and my anxiety would really come up. Now, once I started to work more with the energies of nature and worked with the seasons, and I recognized, oh, actually, January 1st is not the time necessarily for setting yearly goals. And I learned to work with that energy, the anxiety went away. But I have to tell you, this new moon in Capricorn on January 11th is very, very goal oriented. It's very strategic and it's very action inducing. Is that the word? Like it gets us to want to act. And there's this kind of energy that's reminding us that we have this energy within us to co-create whenever we desire. This spark, this fire, this energy resides within us. Now, of course, we can learn to utilize the energies of the world around us, the energies of nature, to help motivate ourselves, to help fuel ourselves, which I mean, I do on the daily, my friends, and is what I teach people to do all the time. But it's also important for us to remember that that spark of desire, that spark of creativity, that spark of presence, that spark that is us, our soul, who each and every one of us is at an individual level, that's always there, whatever season we're in, and there's power we can derive from that. So let's talk a little bit more about the energies of this new moon in Capricorn. So Capricorn itself, the boss energy of the zodiac. Capricorn is a cardinal earth sign. Earth signs are extremely grounded. Capricorn energy is known for being extremely goal oriented, strategic, ambitious, success oriented as well. Like, I often wish I had more Capricorn energy than I do. I am actually kind of I am the sister or the opposite, the kind of polar opposite to Capricorn with my Cancer sun and Cancer rising. Cancer and Capricorn are opposites to each other. I don't know if the word is opposite. They're kind of like pairs. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of like the yin to the other's yang. Anyway, Capricorn is known for being this very kind of like boss energy, get things done energy. Now, on the shadow side, Capricorn can also be a little bit emotionally avoidant, emotionally repressive, and is known to kind of go to career focused action. Capricorn can kind of overwork as a what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry, I've been sick since coming back from traveling, and so my head is a little discombobulated. But yeah, Capricorn energy is known for at times avoiding emotions, avoiding feeling things by instead focusing on career and work and just like working their way through it. Now, of course, the moon represents our emotions, represents our emotional self. So when we're having a new moon in Capricorn, we are going to have our emotions come to light, but there is this really beautiful grounding of our emotions and especially our ambitions with our actions. So I do feel like this new moon in Capricorn is going to feel a lot more motivational, like physically, action wise, than New Year's Day did for new goals and making changes and being strategic with what you're calling in for 2024. So, this is a really, really great time to do that. New moons are always about setting new intentions and planting seeds, but this particular new moon in Capricorn, with it coinciding with the new year, is so, so powerful for setting these new intentions, for getting a bit more goal oriented and a bit more strategic with what we're looking to call in moving forward. Now, it's very interesting because, as I mentioned earlier, I don't tend to be someone who is very motivated around New Year's for new goals because of that winter season. And so and this is winter in the Northern Hemisphere. For anyone who might be watching on the Southern Hemisphere, you're actually dealing with summer. And I feel like Capricorn energy flows really well with some of that fiery action orientation of summer. But I thought it was very interesting that we here on the Northern Hemisphere, we have Capricorn season in the midst of winter. And I think there's actually a big lesson for us in that. First is what I spoke to earlier, which is recognizing that that spark exists within each and every one of us. And regardless of what season we're in, we can kind of get to that spark, that place of what our desires are and how we can co-create to build a life that meets those desires. That exists within us at any time. And we can call upon it at any time because it exists within each and every one of us. So I think having Capricorn and that kind of ambitious energy in the middle of winter reminds us of that. I also feel something that I felt into when I was feeling into the energy of this new moon in particular was a reminder from winter for us as we set our goals for 2024 and beyond for those who are doing that. And that is to remember that even in the midst of our co-creation, even in the midst of our ambition and our dedication and our commitment and whatever it is that we are looking to build and grow in our life, especially career-wise, because Capricorn is very kind of career focused. And this energy does feel kind of like focused on purpose, like each and every one of us is our individual purpose. But it's a reminder that even with winter representing more rest, more reflection, more ease, it's a reminder for us that we can have ease, we can have rest, we can have slowness, even in that place of ambition and dedication and wanting to do the things and wanting to accomplish goals, that those are not in opposition to each other. In fact, those are necessary for each other. And I think that's one thing that nature is always trying to remind us of, which is that balance, right? Like that yin and that yang, that in order for us to have the energy to create what we want to create, we also need to rest and let things be easeful. And I think moving into 2024, even though there's still a lot of crazy energies on the planet and will be and probably always, um, there's this reminder to all of us that ask for ease, even in the goals and everything that we're setting for moving forward. Let there be ease, let there be rest, let it be easy. I mean, yes, we're going to work hard. Capricorn is all about hard work, no doubt about it. But there's always room and invitation for letting it be easy. And I think having Capricorn in the middle of winter is actually a beautiful reminder of that. So, this is a really, really beautiful new moon for setting your intentions, for doing goal setting for 2024, especially doing goal setting for your career or kind of the thing that is very purposeful and meaningful for you. These are the kind of goals that this new moon really wants to help you set. This is also a really, really powerful new moon for embracing change, for allowing things to change, for letting things that you want to actually change, and for you to recognize that even in the places where you feel stuck or you feel stagnant, change exists there too. Because in reality, we are all always changing. Our cells, our hair, Like everything is always, always moving and shifting and changing. Everything is flowing. And that's how we want it to be. We don't really like stagnation and an energy perspective. We want things to move. And so I think it's really important for us to remember sometimes when we feel stuck or we feel stagnant, it's our perspective that's stuck and stagnant, not the reality of what's actually happening. Now, speaking of change, I actually have a big change coming that I am making an announcement for right now with this new moon in Capricorn. You'll hear more from me about it. If you are on my moon letter, you'll be getting some emails about all this. And of course, if you follow me on socials, I'll be announcing it there on the new moon on Capricorn on the 11th. But if you're watching me here on YouTube, you'll be hearing it first. But I'm really excited to announce that I am actually changing my business. I am rebranding my business, and that is official on the new moon in Capricorn. For the last 6 years, I've been working under the business name Infinite Succulent. And starting on January 11th, I will be working under the business name Our Infinite Nature. Now, what I do itself has not really changed. I am a spiritual life coach. I'm a nature connector. I am an energy worker, an intuitive medium, an author. None of that has changed. But I realized when I started my business all the way back in 2016 and I gave it the name Infinite Succulent, I was at a very, very different place than I am now. And all you have to do is go back and watch some of my first videos here on YouTube to see that. When I started my business, I was working solely with succulents and plant styling. Plants came into my life at a time when I really needed them to. I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression over the state of the world, what we call eco-anxiety or existential dread over environmental destruction and just the state of the world in general. And succulents came into my life, and actually, creating art with succulents was such a medicine for my soul at a time when I was dealing with so much mental health issues. When I was able to sit and work with the plants and create art with them, it was like my whole body just went into a place of appreciation and presence, and my anxious mind just got really, really quiet. And I found so much healing and so much inspiration in making art with succulents. That's how I started my business, Infinite Succulent, was with workshops, teaching other people how to make art with plants, talking about creativity and how it helps us on our mental health. And for a few years, that's really all I did was plant art, plant styling. But on a personal level, I kept following the guidance of the plants, and the plants kept taking me deeper and deeper. And then I started working with crystals and planting into crystals, and that inspired me to start doing some crystal healing. And then once I started doing crystal healing, working with the energies of the crystals and the plants and people, I started noticing when I was working on people that I would hear things and see things and know things, and I didn't know how I knew these things. My intuition came online. So then I started taking classes in intuitive development and discovered I was a medium and all these things. And basically, the plants themselves led me on this journey to where I am now as this coach, as this nature connector. And I felt like it was far past time for me to change the business name to reflect what it is that I actually share now, which is the reality of all of our infinite natures. Each and every one of us has an infinite soul. And what I help people do is connect in with the energies of their infinite souls. As a medium, I also help people connect with the energies of those who've already crossed over. Because as we know, when it comes to energy, energy never is created or destroyed, it's always transformed, right? So knowing that we have the ability to communicate with some of the energy that has transformed in different ways. So with our infinite nature, I'm still offering life coaching, intuitive and energetic coaching. I'm still offering sessions, intuitive and energetic sessions, Reiki and crystal healing, as well as intuitive and mediumship sessions. I'm still offering my group coaching program, Intuitive Magic, which I will be announcing the next round of later this month. But now I'm doing it in a container that better encapsulates who I am and what I offer. So thank you all for being here with me as I've kind of pivoted over the last few years. Thank you for being with me as I share more about the energies of our infinite nature, also with the energies of the moon, like I do in these moon casts. But I'm just really excited to announce this change that's coming for me in 2024 and the name of my new business. And you can still find me. My new website will be www ourinfinitenature.co. But if you head to infinitesucculent.com, it'll redirect you there. And you can find me on social medias at our infinite nature Raquel. Anyway, so super excited to announce that change. But going back to this new moon in Capricorn, yes, this new moon in Capricorn is a great time for setting intentions, goal-oriented intentions, and really grounding those intentions with some action. Yes, moons are about emotions, but this moon wants us to take some actions because this moon also lets us know that we are extremely supported. The energies around this new moon are extremely, extremely supportive with the changes, with the goals that we are creating. So one of the reasons I wanted to launch my rebrand with this new moon in Capricorn is because of the supportive energies around this new moon. What we start around this new moon wants to succeed. What we start around this new moon in Capricorn wants to succeed. So take advantage of that, my friends. What do you want to start and what do you want to have success in? Because this is a beautiful, beautiful new moon to help you achieve that. So if you want more information, including journal prompts and some more about the astrology around this new moon in particular, please check out my Moonblog. I will link it below. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm just so excited to be here with you and to continue to grow and expand and change with you all, because that's what we're here for. Thank you, friends. See you in a few weeks for another full moon forecast. Bye.